First things first, we'll talk about the elephant in the room. Justin Fields, the quarterback, he had one hell of a throw the other day. And I'm going to pull, and it's funny, on Monday I tried doing this with Zach Wilson and I wasn't able to do it. So this time around, I'm actually going to pull it up on screen for you guys here. We're going to show you Justin Fields' throw from his pro day. Outstanding pass. This was probably, it seems like all the quarterbacks right now are doing the whole like running one way, throwing the other way deal for all the scouts and everything. This was probably the best version of it that I've seen. So I'm super impressed with Justin Fields. He's not getting the mention and the notoriety I feel everyone else did. And whatever the reason for that may be, I don't know. But I will say this throw, out of everyone that I've seen doing this so far, probably the most impressive. That's 65 yards through the air he sent that sailing. So awesome cannon of an arm. The way he's able to flip his hips on a dime, the way he's running that one direction and then look at the flip, and then he's able to just launch that ball with accuracy and everything, hits the receiver in stride. Awesome throw from Fields. Very impressed with how that looked on his part. There's a lot of conversation around Justin Fields right now. He had a great pro day. He ran a 4.44, which he was saying he was going to run hopefully a sub 4.4. He wanted to try to hit 4.39, 4.38 probably was his main goal. He stumbled a little bit out of the gates on his run, so maybe that was why he didn't end up getting to where he wanted to be. But he showed he has the mobility and the speed for a quarterback in the NFL, which seems to be where a lot of people are trending. But I've been listening and kind of reading in because it's weird watching how this whole thing went. I remember early on, Justin Fields was kind of like he was the number 2 quarterback going into this draft, I would say like a handful of months ago. And then as things have slowly trended towards the draft and, we've moved along, it feels like he's dropping down behind Zach Wilson and Trey Lance. And from what I'm gathering, I was listening to the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and Dan Orlovsky was on there. He was talking about GM saying that, there might be concerns about his work ethic and things like that, issues with his past team when he was in Georgia, not wanting to, not really getting along with the teammates and stuff like that. Whether that is the reason why it seems to be he's slipping down the draft boards of some teams, that kind of remains to be seen. I think he's still a very strong prospect at the quarterback position. He could end up being really good. So I would be a little disappointed if he doesn't end up going as high as I expected him to go. But at the same time, if he falls and let's say, he slips out of the top 10, which I don't think is going to happen. But if we're going to speak in hypotheticals here, a team like New England that's picking at number 15, if for whatever reason, Zach Wilson goes before him and Trey Lance goes before him, you get out of those 3 teams that are at this point, everyone assumes are taking quarterbacks, with the Trevor Lawrence pick, the Zach Wilson being number 2 at the Jets. And then if they go, Mac Jones is moving up the board as well. If he ends up falling out of the top 10 and he goes to somewhere like New England, I mean, talk about like the luck of the Irish or something for those Bostonians out there in New England, because that place is going to be going. I just could not fathom how New England would get a prospect at number 15 like Justin Fields. And I feel like if there's any concerns with that sort of stuff, whether it's character, his ambition, whatever it may be that everyone's talking about, a place like New England could set him right, and he would buy into that system. They have Cam Newton there. Cam Newton would be literally probably the perfect mentor for Justin Fields. And just the idea of it is it's like blowing my mind that this is something that's even a conversation we're having. But it seems like people are starting to think he might slip. I didn't click on the link, but I saw a post on ESPN earlier that was talking about the potential of him dropping out of the top 10. I didn't read into it because when I saw that, I was like, no way it's going to happen. But, the more I say it out loud, if it does happen and he falls to a team like New England, that's going to be insanity. That's going to be absolute insanity. So,